feel like Pac. I shoot a shot. I'm coming in hot.
3, 2, 1. Hey, welcome to Premium Time with John Darr and Charlie Delatorre. I'm your host, John Darr, and this is my man.
What's up, buddy?
Charlie Delatorre.
Good to be back, man. It's been a little bit.
We took last week off.
We did take a little week off. We have to, you know.
We were summer vacationing, some of us.
Yeah, I was not.
Me.
But yeah, it was fine.
But thanks so much for tuning in. We got a great show today. We have a special guest.
Wait, hold on. Before we get to him.
Yeah, what?
I'm going to put my foot down. These pictures that are rolling at the beginning of this whole thing.
Yeah.
The pictures in the intro.
Yeah.
We got to change some of those out, dude.
I told you.
Also, that's the worst picture of Ray Shackow I've ever seen in my life. He's like standing like a robot. He's like his hands are like out weird. He's like, and y'all are like a weird distance apart. Like it's like
we won an award, and it was the beginning of COVID. So
this was not a 6 feet apart moment. I'm not buying that for a second. You think it was?
I don't know.
I think you're fibbing. I think
it was. I don't even know.
It's like somebody took the picture before y'all were ready to take the picture. So it's like this awkward moment before you're like, are we going to take the picture? Should we like move in closer together? And then, I don't know, but Ray's a much better looking guy than that picture shows. And the name of the place is Darr Shackow. So like we got to make sure that Shackow gets a little love in that.
We need to have him on the show one day. I've threatened him numerous times to come on the show. But
wait, threatened?
I said, hey, you need to come on the show.
It would be his privilege. Well, I don't understand.
Well, I don't know. He said he's busy doing other stuff.
Nah, so. Okay. I'm going to text him.
Text him right now.
Yep.
So today we have a special guest on the show, my friend Wayne Irwin, who owns Pure Energy Solar. And also, he owns a radio station, 90.1 The Wombat. And I was listening to 90.1 The Wombat this morning while I was doing a little work.
What is it?
Well, I'm going to let him tell you.
Okay,
because
cool.
I wasn't sure
what it was.
I was interested to hear what you were going to say.
Well, I listened to some music, and I wasn't sure. I had never heard the songs that were playing, so I really
that doesn't mean anything. That means it could be fantastic music.
I have a.
If it wasn't Jimmy Buffett or Jack Johnson, then you're running out of some country stuff.
Well, those guys do get played, but we're not discriminatory on what
It was actually a pretty wide. I mean, it was a different selection.
Really?
It was. There was like a country song, and then there was a couple like I don't know. It felt it wasn't punk rock.
Well, Wayne, what is it? Tell us.
Tell us about the radio.
It's for lack of a better term, we would say it's eclectic because It is a wide genre. It's many genres of music. It's jazz, blues, folk, funk. It's basically music education.
Nice.
It's an opportunity for people to hear all kinds of music. In particular, there's a lot of local music that gets played. And it's not to the point where it's all in a row. It's mixed. So you're going to hear a jazz song and you're going to hear a pop song that you know, and then it's going to be followed by maybe another song you don't know.
Yep.
And we've had some great, fun feedback. I think one of my favorite stories is 3 generations of a family sitting at home listening to the radio, for those that actually still have an antenna, because radio's gotten so bad. But they were sitting there playing Name That Tune.
Oh, and nice.
And they each were, familiar with what was playing, but, not at the same time. And then there were the few that they didn't know. And it was just like a really fun story to hear. And the radio station was a family event. That was something that was special to us.
That's cool.
That is cool.
So tell everybody a little bit about your background. Obviously, I know you as the Pure Energy Solar guy. You put the solar panels on our building there at the office. And tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I was born very, very young.
Steve Martin, and we don't even know it.
Yes.
I thought his name was Wayne Irwin.
So I'm an electrical engineer by degree, and then I have been in Gainesville for many, many years, and I was working as a broadcast engineer for quite a number of those years, and just wanted to do something that I felt was not just interesting to me, but was what I thought was important to me. And so I always was fascinated by renewable energy. And I think about 15 years ago or a little more, I started delving into the solar industry and the world and learning about it, and started building my off-grid home. And upon doing that, I just realized that this is what I want to be doing. And so I started Pure Energy Solar. And my wife joined along, and we've grown the company, and are very fortunate to have been doing business the way we want to do it all these years, and with great staff, and we just try to do the best we can every time we try, and we fortunately have developed a really good bunch of clientele, and I would say is all the marketing we do, word of mouth, and being in Gainesville and being a good company sells itself and keeps us going, and we're really grateful for that. And you live in Gainesville, you become part of the community, you want to give back to the community. We've always done that, and when the opportunity presented itself to acquire a low power FM radio station that covers the Gainesville metro and play local music and tailor to the community, it was sort of like just made sense. And not that I didn't have enough things to do, but
Well, you know what they say, right? If you want to get something done, always give it to a busy person, right?
Amen.
They'll find a way to get it done.
I will tell you that the story that I am most familiar with solar was when you decided we were looking into putting solar on our building, and I remember, we called Wayne and said, all right, well, give us the story on this. What is this? What are the numbers on this?
Right.
And he came in and had put together this presentation, and I remember looking at this thing going, the numbers almost looked too good to be true.
Really?
I'm like, look at these numbers going, holy cow, the return on this is insanely good. And Wayne, and I remember saying, is this, what can I
what's the
expect
catch
here? Yeah. What is this, whatever. And he says, well, those are actually sort of low.
Really?
And I went, really? He says, yeah. He says, I can't promise anything.
Sure.
But and you know what, Wayne, you were right. I mean, those numbers that you gave us were low, and the return that we've gotten from our solar system has been just awesome. So, and they do a great job. So that's
cool.
been my own personal experience with them. So
that makes my heart sail. I mean, it's really, that's what we're in this for, is to make energy.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. We always try to give low numbers because we'd rather people be pleasantly surprised rather than disappointed.
Sure.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is we can't control the sun. And if we have a year of drought, you're going to see numbers, crazy production. But if we have tons and tons of rain, well, then you're going to see a lot of flooding and low production.
Yeah.
So, the gear that you have too is what we pride ourselves in, and always using the best of what's available, and 25-year warranties, and it's just good stuff. And how many times have we been there to fix it? We don't have to fix it because it's the good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
I'm so interested in this. Like, I know nothing about this application as it relates to like putting it on my house or putting it on our office or.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that. Is residential the way to go? Commercial? Who's a potential?
Yeah. And what are the things that you hear when they come to you? Like, what are people's biggest questions as it relates to this?
Well, everybody's got a different story and a different goal. And that's what we always try to figure out. It's, what is your goal? What's your objective? And often, people think that they want to go off grid, but they don't really know what that means. But the fact of the matter is if you have a high electric bill and you're going to stay in your location for more than 5 years,
okay,
that's a no-brainer. Then you're either going to give that money to the electric company or you're going to put a solar system on your roof. And the way that the solar works is you don't have to have a battery system. You don't have to have a system that stores energy for you. You just have a system that produces power. You use it. And if you don't use it all, let's just say it's on your business, for example, and the business is closed on the weekend, and the system is producing a ton of energy, but you're not using it. That energy goes back to the utility company. The utility company records that energy and gives you kilowatt hour value, so a non-monetized dollar for dollar credit. And if you don't use that credit the next day, it rolls over to the next day and to the next month. So it's possible that you end up let's say it's spring and your system's producing a ton of energy and you're not using it because the windows are open, the air conditioner's not working as hard, et cetera. And so you end up with hundreds of kilowatt hours of credit, then rolls over from month to month until you get to June, July, August, where you're using the air conditioning, you're using the energy that your system's producing and chipping away at the credit that you've accumulated. So that's what's called net metering. And net metering basically allows the utility company to take your energy and sell that energy to your neighbor. And, that's the beauty and spirit of net metering, is to produce what you need and not more than, and then the utility company can provide you with your energy at night. Now, we also do battery systems. Battery systems provide you with backup, but they're a lot more money. So most customers, I'd say probably 75% of our customers, are just looking to lower their bill and or eliminate their bill. And the pricing of solar, historically, way back when we started was like $10 a watt. Now it's like $3 a watt. That's the drop that it's taken all over the course of. And you get a 26% federal income tax credit, which if you owe taxes, and almost everybody does.
Taxes.
Yeah, right.
Wait,
exactly.
Wait, are we supposed to be doing that?
Yeah. Well, some people do. Not the rich ones.
Yeah,
the rich
exactly.
So, and then the other thing is, for residential, it's pretty clear, a good investment. But for commercial, it's even better because there's also depreciation. You can depreciate the value of the system,
the equipment.
So it's all common sense, and I will say a significant number of our customers are accountants, so if it's making sense to them, that's a good indicator. And so that being said, that the idea of solar makes sense, and then locally, a lot of people are looking for somebody local, because if there is an issue, they want somebody to fix it.
Mm-hmm. All right, I have questions. I have questions as though I was a customer, because I'm interested in this. Okay, I do. I'm looking at a picture that shows a home, and there's panels on it, and you're wrapped sort of trailers in front of it. I have to replace that roof at some point. Do you come and remove those panels so that I can do that?
We do, but one of the things that we look into prior to getting on the roof is the condition of it. Mm-hmm. Because a roof life, and if it's an asphalt shingle roof, is going to be somewhere in the range of 20, 25 years.
Right.
So if you put a new roof on and then you put solar panels on top of it, that roof isn't going to get worn and get the beating by the sun as any other roof would, because it's protected and covered by solar panels. So it'll last a lot longer.
Oh.
If it's already in good condition, well, then that's the way to go. Some people, look at do the math and think like, well, my roof's still good for another 15 years. And so if I put solar on it, it'll last that much longer. And it's true, but the other section of the roof will still need to be replaced. And,
sure.
And usually people want to do the whole thing. So in that case, it can be an additional expense, and depending on the size of the system would affect how much it costs for us to come and remove it and put it back on.
Cool. The battery backup system, can that be used as like a whole house generator type thing? Yeah.
So for instance, I live completely off the grid. I don't have a utility connection. Simply, we have acreage. And when we initially were building the home, I inquired with the local utility company, which was GRU, and they wanted to charge, I think, somewhere 10 to 15 grand to run power to me. They wanted a 30 or 40 foot easement, and for me to clear a long swath of forest in order to get the power poles back to me. And so I said, never mind, and started building. started building a solar array before I started building the house.
Wow.
And so as time went by, we added more solar and added more batteries until finally got to the sweet spot in which we don't really have any issues or power failures, and it provides all of the energy to our home. We have air conditioning, we have everything that your house has, and even a pool. And so it can be done. It's not the cheapest way to do it, but I will say that the gratification that comes from not ever having to pay an electric bill or worrying about a power failure, and when power goes out in a neighborhood that's nearby, while I feel bad for my neighbors, it's nice to be able to go home and watch a movie and life is usual.
That is the biggest selling point for me. I live in Jonesville, and I have Clay Electric, and I love Clay Electric, so let me not bust on them in any way whatsoever. I know they're less expensive. I like them very much.
We love Clay Electric. They are a really, really nice group of people.
We love them. And actually, Sean Morrison, this guy, posted a comment here asking if you get net credits if you have Clay Electric. Do they also do a net electric, like a net credit program?
Net metering?
They do, and they're a co-op, and co-ops don't have to adhere to the Public Service Commission guidelines, but they do it voluntarily. And so it's very reasonable. It's a fair deal, and that's what they do. They're cool. Very fair. Yeah.
So, but in my neighborhood, John, like, you know where
your power goes out, it's days.
Dude, a flea farts in my neighborhood. There's 20 houses in this neighborhood. We are the last ones to get fixed. And so
I will say that those linemen, especially the Clay guys, I mean, Jerry, you as well, those guys are heroes.
Oh, don't I know it. I mean,
it's not their fault.
Oh, not at all. It's just, I live in a small neighborhood, and so they're going to run the numbers. If there's a power outage in some way, they're going to fix the place that's going to fix it. That's going to clear 500 houses or 400 houses, and we're just always down on the bottom. And that I appreciate what they do, but I need like a system to where I don't have to worry, because it is really annoying. It's coming up. Like right now in September, hurricane's going to come through, and I'll be out of power for 3 days.
When you have this system, then all your neighbors are going to know it, and they're going to come over to your house when the power goes out, and you're going to have a family room full of your neighbors.
Well, see, that's a disincentive then.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
You speak more truth than you know. Our place is pretty popular in those situations.
Oh, I bet, man, for sure.
All right.
Well, you just create a toll, Everybody's got to have a bottle of something.
It's true. Oh, I love that idea.
Yep.
All right,
Hurricane party.
Wayne, I love it. Stock the bar party. I dig it.
Yeah, no, we couldn't be happier with our one at the business, and it's been, I don't know if you know this or not, but GRU rates are going to go up, and they're going to continue to go up.
Oh, I've heard.
So when we put our system in it, God, how many? It's been 4 or 5 years ago now, maybe.
Right.
Anyway, one of the things that made ours even better of a return was the fact that rates continue to go up. So I don't know what we've saved, but it's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I've heard of there's some banks that will finance the project for a commercial building as well, so it allows you to sort of make a payment that way. I'm sure it adds value to the property in some way.
All right, hey, real quick, because I want to go back to Wombat in a minute, but I want to ask you, do you still have the freestanding solar, I forget what you call these things, these freestanding solar...
charging station?
There you go, charging station.
That's cool.
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah.
We do. So we sitting through, somehow solar has become a political topic, and I've been unfortunately asked to attend too many commission meetings and various political events. And and sitting in those events, I heard one commissioner say, "How do we get solar to everybody?" And that's always been a question for me. And other than being like a billionaire philanthropist, I couldn't really come up with anything easy. And I thought, well, this is an idea, and but like a solar charging station. So what I designed was this freestanding tabletop, like a bar top, with a battery backup base. It's a battery in the bottom and solar panel at the top, so it gives you some shade, and then outlets all the way around with USB and 120 volt regular outlets. You can plug in a laptop or whatever you need. And so I built a couple prototypes, and then we started getting orders for them. We now have been selling these things around the world.
Wow,
And,
really?
Oh yeah, and then we developed a bench, and so we're selling them to municipalities for a variety of purposes, parks and recreation and bus benches, and so they not only provide this resource for energy for everybody, people with maybe they need to recharge their wheelchair or whatever their electronic thing is that they need to get power for, but after a catastrophic event and the grid is out, these still are operating.
That's cool.
That's so cool.
So
That's so cool.
They've caught the attention of emergency management. And so utility companies and different entities and around the country have latched onto this, as well as like we're shipping them to the Caribbean and various places and places I'd love to go visit.
Yeah, I'll go in
That's
to
awesome.
install it with you. I don't know anything about electrical.
The installation is you just drop it off and turn it on, probably. Is that
I
what
don't
you're saying?
know.
But now you got to ride to
The one to Jamaica, I'll go with you. So all I'm saying, I will figure out.
Hold on, before we get
you'll
to the-
need a risk management professional.
Okay, before you get to the radio station, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
All right, Wayne, what's the future of solar? Because I feel like this has
Good
just
question.
gotten
That's a good
huge
question.
over the last 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Even bigger.
Yeah, well, I mean, the future of solar is sort of unforeseen. I feel like the wave hasn't even begun to crest yet because the fact of the matter is, if you believe in it, there's definitely some climate change going on, in my opinion, and we need a cleaner source of energy, and this is one of them. I mean, utility companies have caught on. They get it. They're building megawatt fields and fields of solar because you build it once and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You're done. You just let it sit there in the sun. You don't have to add fuel. You don't have to do anything. Every day they produce power. No moving parts, just electrons. And so it's going to be continuing to grow. The thing that bugs me is when utility companies like Duke, FPL, and all these huge companies try to make it harder for residential and private entities to have their own solar. And they want to sell you the energy, but they don't want you to have your own. And so as long as we can sort of keep a throttle on that and not allow politicians to allow these giant corporations to take charge and change the laws on us, which they tried to do, then we should be able to all have solar and provide cleaner energy for ourselves and, the future, as well as save money, because, burning stuff to keep our lights on just really doesn't make sense.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. That's exciting.
All right, so we got 5 minutes to talk about the Wombat.
Yeah, the Wombat.
How did you?
He said he was a sound engineer. Is that what you said for a while too?
Yeah.
Broadcast engineer.
Broadcast engineer.
I've always loved music. Music's been a critical component in my life, and gets you. You think about, you hear music and it reminds you of, it's like a time traveling machine. You can take you back to another time and place, and if you hear the right song at the right time, it can make you laugh or cry. And so music is very important, and I feel like this community, believe it or not, a college town, doesn't have a station that appeals to the local community. There is another low power FM, and there's a couple of them, and I think they do a good shot at what they can. But it's all about, with low power FMs, where your antenna is, because your antenna, if it's remotely located on the edge of town, you're only going to capture the edge of town. But fortunately for us, the location of our tower and antenna is right in the middle of town. So it covers all of Gainesville, and it's been a really fun endeavor that has been propelled by local people supporting it. And a bunch of friends got together. We've kicked in a bunch of really good music, very eclectic, but not trying to be only one type. And you're going to hear the Eagles in there. You might not hear Hotel California, or you might, but you're going to hear all the B songs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, we
play requests too.
We need to write about this. Has got to be something we put in our town.
For sure.
So I own Our Town magazine here in town, Tower Publications, and this is a perfect reader interest story for our reader, like human interest story for our readers. The fact that we have a local radio station like this, we write a lot about the arts and this is right up our alley for that. So we're gonna have to give you. I'll give you a shout after this is over, Wayne, to set something up because this is too good.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, this is too good.
I think that's my favorite magazine in town, by the way.
Well, I appreciate you saying.
Good answer. Good answer.
He said that after I told him we'd write a story about it.
Hey,
Thank you.
Hey, Wayne,
I'll
do
tell
you know
you something you don't know. You already wrote a story about my off-grid home.
About your
Years
what?
ago, our off-grid home.
or his off-grid home?
Oh, yeah, we did actually. We did do that. I remember that story.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do remember
you
that.
I just reminded you.
We took a bunch of pictures too, I think, didn't we?
Yeah.
I remember
you
that.
did.
I remember
Really
this.
nice article.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to put in a request to be played on the Wombat. Can you?
Oh,
do you
God.
guys take requests?
We absolutely, you name it. We're not afraid.
So, have you ever heard of the band Whiskey Jones?
Oh no, no. Don't listen to him. At
So
this point.
Charlie is in a band called Whiskey Jones, and they have two. I wonder if you could even play that on a radio. Probably.
Well, I mean, I think we're a cover band, so we don't want to play bad versions of the original songs. He has the original songs to play.
You guys need to record "Foggy on the River."
Foggy on the Riffer. Is a.
Remember we wrote that
good
one night on the river on my dock.
We did write. We have some
wrote
originals.
one song.
We'll have some.
Do you have any other originals?
We actually are working on a few originals. Yeah.
There you go.
So maybe at some point
I'm requesting Whiskey Jones and anything those morons come up with.
Yes.
Well, you guys need to submit your music because
Sure.
we can't play it.
We're interested in the success of the Wombat. We don't want to ruin it for you, so we're going to wait a while.
Yeah,
all right?
if it tanks.
You
after.
know, if nothing else, we've learned that we have all kinds of listeners. So
that's true. All right,
Yeah.
good.
No, they're actually good.
This is fun.
They're actually good stuff. Well, hey, anything else you want to tell us, Wayne Irwin, about solar or the Wombat or I don't know, anything else?
well, the only thing I have to say is everybody be kind to each other.
Amen.
And we're in a crazy time right now. So take care of each other, be patient, and wear a mask.
Wear a mask.
Well said, Wayne.
Get
Thank you.
vaccinated. Yeah, we stirred up over here. All this political stuff. We're not afraid. We'll talk.
No.
I don't know how wearing a mask is political because to me it's not. It's just common sense.
Yeah,
I've had a cold in like 2 years, so I'm happy about that. I think I might just keep wearing it.
you might.
I know, right?
Yes, exactly. Well,
Great advice, Wayne. Thank
good
you.
advice. Yeah. Hey, thanks so much for being on the show. We appreciate it. And I know I've learned a lot, and my partner here has learned a lot, and he
excited.
probably will be calling you for
I
a
know.
solar system to go on his house because he hates his paying bills.
Oh my God.
To Clay Electric.
I hate it.
And
Sounds good.
Yeah,
We'll
man.
connect you to time. Thanks,
There you
guys.
go.
Awesome. Thank
all
you,
right,
Wayne.
man. Take care.
Bye-bye.
So that
was
was
great.
Wayne Irwin with Pure Energy
Dude, that was
Solar
that was-
and the Wombat.
You're absolutely right. That was perfect. And what a great topic, I think.
Yeah.
We didn't even, dude. So there's, Elio. Remember you saw this? There was like this whole like YouTube. I don't know. There's like a thing called Solar Frickin' Roadways. Have you heard of this? I don't know. Have you heard this? Yeah, Solar Frickin' Roadways. It's like a
Solar freaking roadways.
It's like this concept of taking the current road system that we have in the United. I didn't want to bring it up because it sounds ridiculous, but
Yeah.
And I think it's somewhat fantasy, but it's also one of those science fiction things where you're like, man, if we could do a little bit of this, it's basically taking every blacktop highway, the interstate
make
highway,
it a solar panel.
and turn them into solar panels, and
Oh,
how
yeah,
much
we would
power
never-
you would generate.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy, the concept behind it. And then I wanted to ask him, but I didn't want to bring it up. But Tesla has invented these tiles, these roof tiles, that replace your current roof system with a roof tile that looks like a regular architectural shingle.
It's not.
But it's really made of glass, and it's actually a
We need to have him back for a
solar
follow-up.
panel. I thought that was
Second.
kind of cool, but I don't know how much of that is. I think it's $100,000 for the roof, so it's like a
we just
ridiculous.
need to have Elon Musk.
We just need.
next week.
We need to have Elon Musk. Yeah, next
I'll-
week on the show, Elon Musk.
I'll tweet him.
So
We'll see
make
what I can
sure
get.
you guys stay tuned for that show because we might have a bandwidth problem if we can get Elon
If
Musk
we have him on
here.
set, though, he's gonna want it. Well, he's gonna want to.
Yeah. But anyway, hey, thanks everybody for watching. It is, what day is it? Tuesday,
10th,
the
August 10th.
August 10th.
Yeah.
So
8/10.
at least you know what day it is. If you learned nothing else today from our show,
My birthday's in 3 weeks, John.
Mine too.
3
I'm
weeks.
so glad you
Yeah, his
reminded
is
me
in
of
3
that.
weeks and 1 day. We
I didn't
learned the
wanna-
other day that it's a day apart.
I didn't want to bring it up. I was
No, it's
trying
fine.
to downplay that.
I'm gonna be a
whole
little
thing.
older than Elio still.
Yeah.
Hey, I want a lobster.
He's catching up though.
You want a lobster? All right, I'll bring you lobster.
Yeah, where's some lobsters?
Hey, thanks for watching. Y'all be good. Take care. We're out.
See ya. That was good.